Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Happy New Year. It is 2017 now, and I thought today on New Year's Day it would be the perfect opportunity to film my best of 2016. If you're not familiar with these videos that everyone usually puts out in the beauty vlogging world, is you kind of go through and round up the things that you have found in that year and what was such a standout product. What did you love? What did you still continue to use throughout the whole year? And I have a lot in front of me. So if you want to see the products that I chose, then keep watching. I think I'm going to kick things off with eye products. Let's start there and move our way throughout the face. So the first thing, let's get into eyeshadows. And I'm not going to talk about a primer because I always use my MAC paint pot and Painterly. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was in my one last year and maybe previous year. I don't even know, but I talk about it all the time. It's a no-brainer. If I don't use that, I'm just using concealer, so I don't have anything new I discovered. So I do have two eyeshadow palettes that stood out to me this past year, and I did do a review on it, so I will link anything that's kind of related that you might get more information about, because I'm not going to go into every little nitty-gritty detail about these products. We'll be here all day. So the product I'm talking about is from Morphe, and it is the Kathleen Lights collab with Morphe. This is just an awesome palette. Everything you need is in here, and it's gorgeous. I know this one, wasn't one that everyone was able to get, but I love it. I use it all the time. There's really nothing else to talk about. The other palette is my Lorac Pro 3. This was released in 2016 and I love it. Just like the first and second one, this is such a great palette. I also did a review on that and it will be linked below, but it's just such a gorgeous neutral palette. If you already have a lot of neutral palettes, it's not one that you have to rush out and get, but I've used this so much. I am such a big fan of the Lorac eyeshadows, and this one was just another gorgeous addition to their collection. So I have two eyeshadow singles. Actually, I was surprised, but these ones stood out to me. One I haven't even had that long, but I've already hit pan, so I think that has to be a sign. It comes from ColourPop. It is one of the Super Shock shadows, and it's in the shade Wattles. Such a pretty color. I have it actually all over my lid today, and I do have it with a liner smudged out that we'll get to, but it's just the only thing I have on my lids. It's such a soft color. It's like a nude blush, but it has a iridescence to it. It's so pretty, and it's one of those like a purple shift to it, and you could just put this all over the lid and just go on your merry way and don't have to do anything. Easy. Formula's nice and creamy. Gorgeous. Now the next one is such an affordable one that I haven't even had a chance to get more, but I found these and I thought it's such an affordable find for this year. It's so good. It's the Palladio Crushed Metallic Eyeshadow. These, oh my gosh, are so good, and I only have one. I need to get more. They are so soft. They remind me a lot, this is in the shade Stellar. Ugh, so good. Look. Oh, that's a bad swatch. There it is. These are amazing. If you're looking for that very metallic, super pigmented, pressed kind of pigment, yeah, look no further. Go to Ulta, pick up the Palladio Crushed Metallic Eyeshadows. I am going to go into eyeliners, and I do have two pencils and one liquid to talk about. Liquid one has to be KatVonD Tattoo. I mean, this has been talked about forever, but I didn't pick it up, or actually I didn't receive it until I was getting my Sephora Play box, and I just didn't feel like I needed to spend the money on it. But it's hyped about for a reason. It's a gorgeous, super black brush tip liquid liner. It's just so precise. A gel cream liner from ColourPop is another one that I can't stop wearing. It is Mr. Bing. It's actually another Kathleen Lights collab. I have been looking forever for this, and I use it every day. It's a warm brown, and it's perfect because, you know, you look at it and it still gives you that definition in your waterline wherever you put it. Actually, I used it today very close to the lash line and smudged it out out with a brush to kind of give a little bit of like a smokiness to my eyes, but this is like the perfect warm brown. I've never been able to find a shade like this, and I already have a backup in my drawer because I need this. I need this at all times. And then this pop of blue that I have on my eyes today is so fun, but it's one I don't think I've ever talked about this eyeliner on my channel, but it's the Endless Silky Eye Pen from Pixi. I have only this one, and I am so just taken back by the pigmentation of this. Let's just show you. I'm not even going to hold the pencil very tightly, and I'm just gonna, it is so, I mean, I almost let that just drag. This is actually sometimes to a fault too creamy because I get it on my hands and then it's on my face. It's everywhere. But once it's dried down, it sets. But this is such a gorgeous blue. It's the shade Cobalt Blue. It's so bright and fun. For mascara, this was a no-brainer. Honestly, I didn't even have to think. It was the Doucce Maxlash Volumizer Mascara. No surprise if you watched my tutorials, I try to mix it up, but this one kept sneaking in there every time. So good. So good. I mean, best mascara I've ever used, ever. I have a lot that make it to an amazing mascara category, and I love it, but this one is my top now. It has booted out the supersizer from CoverGirl. It's booted out so many. It's so good. I hate that I have to only get it online. I wish it was in stores because I would just get it all the time. Let's get into brows because I do have a few of those. First thing is, I always love my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. That's always been my go-to, but I wanted to find something new this past year, so I tried the new, and not so new anymore, but the Brow Stylist Definer by L'Oreal. Forgive mine, I don't even have the cap on. That's how much I use this. I have it on my brows today. It's in medium brown, or no, I'm sorry, brunette, and it's a great formula. It's another dupe. Anastasia Beverly Hills, you know, pencil. Everybody has their own in their brand, and NYX is my #1, but this one is great as well. Before NYX came into my local CVS and Target, you know, that just happened earlier on the year, I always had to go to Ulta, and if that wasn't readily available, I was happy to have L'Oreal's. And to go along with that one is this ratty thing that, you don't even see a label anymore. It's the Brow Stylist Plumper. So when they released this whole line, they came out with several products, and this is so good. It has this tiny little, almost like a little mascara wand. It's perfect to add texture. I have it in my brows today. It doesn't hold them when I want them to stand straight out and get that really feathery, full brow look, but it's not super lock-in. They're not crunchy. It just adds texture and makes like the pieces of hair stand out a little bit for me. This is a must. I always have to have it. I think this is my third tube maybe. So good. And the newer one to the year was actually the Anastasia one. I had never tried this, heard a lot about the clear brow gel, and actually I like it a lot. I think so far out of the ones I've tried, this one holds my brows the best when I'm going for that more like stand-up kind of look. And I got the sample in my Sephora Play box. So much of my Sephora Play box introduced me to new products, so very thankful for that subscription. It's an oil. And excuse my voice is getting very froggy already. Jeez, I don't even know how far we're into this video. Still got a little ways to go. Oh no, actually, let's pause here. I do have one more eye product, and it is lashes. I don't usually mention lashes, but I can't stop using these lashes. They're from Ardell. They're the 600 black ones, the wispy lashes. Oh, these are so good. I wear these every day, kind of makeup. I don't have to do a glamorous one because they're just so fun and spiky, but they're not too over the top, even though they kind of look it. I love these so much. I don't wear false lashes all the time, but if I am, these have been my go-to. A facial oil, and this one I only got a few months back, but that is how much I love it. It has just, it's so good. It's the Marula Facial Oil. I'm almost done with this. I have just a little bit left. And even though I've only been using this for only a few months, it's the best facial oil I've ever used. It's not clogging my pores. It just makes me feel so nice and hydrated. I don't use it every day. I kind of switch off between some of my other moisturizers and creams. When I'm feeling a little drier, I'll use this to kind of give me a little more oomph, or I'm just doing a little facial treatment kind of thing and I want a little something extra, I use this. I think truly I'm just trying to stretch this bottle a little bit because it's not cheap. And foundation. Now this one actually, when I was looking at my foundations, I love a lot, but none actually made me think, wow, this has been amazing. I have been in love with a newish one, but I can't talk about that because I just got that the beginning of December. But the one that kind of spoke to me and is completely almost empty because I've used it ever since I got it, which was over the summer, I believe. It's the L'Oreal Pro Glow. This is so good. I don't even like the Pro Matte anymore, and I used to love that one. I can't use that on my skin. I don't know why. After using this, I don't even want that. And I think as I'm getting older, I just don't want heavier coverage. I mean, this, don't get me wrong, it gives a good medium to full coverage. It actually can be built up, but it is a standard medium coverage. So good. I know this is not everyone's cup of tea because if you're oily, this is going to make you look kind of greasy by the end of the day, but I have it on today and it just gives a gorgeous radiant finish, but looks so good on the skin, but gives a lot of coverage and wears surprisingly well on me. Now for concealer. I have watched a couple already and I'm pretty sure everyone's mentioned this, and it's kind of getting annoying hearing so much about it. I'm getting annoyed talking about it so much, but it's so good. The Tarte Shape Tape. I'm sorry you have to see it in another video, but this, people, if you haven't tried this and you just don't even want to get into it because everyone's talking about it, just get it. Just get it, and if you hate it, return it. Save your receipt, but it's good. It's so good. Gives you a very full coverage. They have a huge shade range, and they actually keep adding more shades. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Just buy it. Just buy it. For setting powder, another one that's probably being talked about a lot too, and I'm getting a little annoyed with myself by mentioning it once again, but I'm going to because it needs to be mentioned. It's so good. The RCMA No Color Powder. I can't remember. I think it was Kathleen Lights. Clearly, I love her. I've had this forever, and I'm still only here. I should share it with people. Like, split it with your friends if you buy it. But it's good. It doesn't have flashback. It has a whiteness to it, but it just kind of dissipates in the skin. So if you have darker skin, I think you would be fine because it is a no color powder. But I always use this to set my under eyes, to set my whole face if I don't want a heavier powder. It's so lightweight. It's beautiful. Now for bronzer, this one, maybe no surprise, but it is the L'Oreal Glam bronzer. This is, I mean, it's almost the size of my head. It's huge. I'm never going to go through this, but it's gorgeous. I have the shade Light. They have different ranges, and I don't really see this much in the drugstores anymore. I don't know if this was like a limited edition summer thing. Early in the summer, I think I picked it up, maybe even spring, which is such a shame because it is a beautiful quality. So soft. It's not too orange. It's almost like a neutral bronzer shade, which is nice because even though it has a little bit of shimmer when you like look at it, I can get away with kind of like bronzing, you know, putting it all over the cheeks, and you know, it does give a little shadow in the hollows even when I don't necessarily, you know, contour. It's just a nice warm up the face, add some definition. Even though it is like more shimmery, it's not glittery. It's so nice, and I never would ever recommend using a bronzer for contour. Just don't do it. It always looks bad, but for some reason when I just kind of put this all over the face, I feel like it chisels me a little bit. It's one of the Super Shock Cheek matte colors from ColourPop. This thing, look how dirty it is. I have a backup in my drawer because I've used this all of 2016. It is so good. It's Aphrodisiac, and you've probably heard me talk about this on my channel. I mean, look at this. I love it a lot. It's light. If you're deeper skin than I am, it's not going to work for you. Like, it's a very light color. You could probably use this as a blush, and I have before, but it's so soft, and it just kind of warms things up a little bit without you know, being obvious, you know what I mean? Sometimes certain things can look a little too obvious that you've done something with makeup, but this one just looks like skin. It's absolutely gorgeous. Highlighters, let's just zip through these because I have a lot and I have to mention these. One that is also for ColourPop, we'll talk about this one next, is the Lunch Money one. So good. I don't even know why this is like a Super Shock cheek product. It's the pearlized one, but this is so good. MAC Shell is always my number one for a cream, but that one is a different tone, and this one has more of an icy tone. It's like a champagne, like a warm champagne. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. There it is. It's just, it looks wet on the face. Because it's a cream to powder, it's just easy to blend into the skin. It's so good. My go-to highlighting palette, which is the only highlighter palette I have. If you want like a bam, see my highlight from space, you're gonna use the sleek Solstice palette. It's so good. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. They even have a cream one in there as well. These ones are my favorite. Actually, I have it on today. That's my little bit of glow. I use a very light hand or I look like a disco ball. And the other one is a drugstore one and it's dirt cheap, but I have to mention it because I've used this thing to death. It's Wet n Wild's Mega Highlighter in Precious Petals, and you can't tell, but this thing has been so loved. Another pretty shade, like a rose gold shade, beautiful. You can even use it as a blush topper. Cheap. I don't know if you can find it anymore. I think they were making it permanent, so definitely pick it up. We're almost there. Let's do some lips, and first thing, let's do a couple liquid lipsticks. My two favorite, one from Ofra. It's Kathleen Lights again. She keeps making her way into my video. It's Havana Nights. My favorite, deep rusty red, gorgeous formula. Love this. When I wear this color, I just feel like, yes, I feel so glamorous. Also, the KatVonD Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks and Lovesick. Everyone talks about all the Lolita stuff. I don't own that. I think it's gorgeous, but I had tried this formula with this color, and I think it's pretty, and it's just like a bright purpley shade. I find it's not as drying as some other ones, so I think probably these two are my favorite brand of liquid lipsticks so far. It's another Kathleen Lights one. She's my best of 2016. Kathleen Lights is my best of 2016 because everything I've mentioned is pretty much a collab with her. It's Lumiere. This is such a good lippy stick. It's a matte formula. I've worn this so much, and it's matte, but it's not like drying matte. It's very creamy, actually. Look at that color. My favorite color for lip products. Very similar in shade to what I have today, but just easy, put it on, looks good, wears so well. Probably my favorite out of the lippy sticks that I own. And another lipstick formula that I love, and I only have one of, haven't had a chance to get more, but this is so good. It's from Lorac. It's the Highly Pigmented Cream Lipstick. These cream lipsticks are so pigmented and so good. The packaging is gorgeous as well. This is the matte one in CEO. It's such a pretty shade. Very similar in tone to Lumiere, I guess, but more brown. Oh my gosh, those look identical. I love these colors. I'm actually wearing it now underneath a lip gloss, but I put it on lightly and patted it like a little stain. These are so full on, like bam, pigment. Wear beautifully. I just need every single one in this formula and just get rid of all my other lipsticks because these are that good. The Bumble and Bubble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. This is like the heat and UV protector primer. Even though I don't ever put heat to my hair, I mean, I have no need to do that because, well, I don't have much and it dries in about 2 seconds. This just feels so nice. It's just such a nice oil, and I love the way it feels, and it makes my hair so soft. I've been through a couple of these already, and I think I'll always get it because number one, the smell. It just smells so good. I want this in a perfume. For nails, I had to give a shout out to the Essie Gel Couture. This is hands down been my favorite nail polish. They're awesome, and I have a bunch more, but you know, it doesn't matter what color, just the formula. And get the top coat, because even though some people say you can use other top coats, I find that that top coat goes well with this formula. I mean, it's made for it. So I always get these at Beauty Supply because I can get them at cost. It lasts so long on the nails. They have a bazillion colors, and honestly, I don't even like Essie nail polishes, like the standard ones. They always chip on me. I'm just not a fan. It's just my honest opinion. But these, I will get every color, and I will get rid of every single nail polish in my collection and just have these, because why would you want to keep taking off nail polish? It's so aggravating. So love these, and that is it. Just makeup keeps getting better and better. Drugstore makeup keeps getting better and better. It's such a fun industry to be involved in as a makeup artist and esthetician. It's awesome. I love it. It never feels like work for me. I just feel like I'm playing all the time, and that's a great occupation to have. That is it for me today. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you like it. I'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, you know where that button lives. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!